Hi, everyone. Sean Waldman with Secure Cyber. I'm here with R.A. Lev from Cywareness, and we just want to take an opportunity today to let's dive a little bit deeper, peel back that onion. Again, more analogies. Let's peel this back a little bit and talk a little bit more about what really makes Cywareness different, right? What is it? Just another security awareness tool? And I'll kind of kick that off. The answer is no, right? If people remember the last time we talked and you were here, we talked about a really cool integration that we were going to do. And it's one of the things, just one of the things that really drives me to Israeli-based technology. And it's the fact that how innovative you guys are, how acceptant you are and open you are to changes and platforms and integrations and being better. You just really bring that spirit alive. And one of the things that we started asking for was the ability to take the user scores, right? The users that take the training and use those scores as part of our investigation system. And some of you out there may be like, yeah, what good does that do? One of the most important things I think that can be done in the cybersecurity awareness platform business is this break the silo piece.
Yes.
For so long, these tools sit by themselves. They're checkbox tools. They're compliance. You're just trying to get cyber insurance. And yes, we train people and all this stuff, right? But it really doesn't mean much, right? So that's where we're kind of changing the game a little bit, and we really inspired you guys and gave you the idea that said, hey, what if you could through an API call, what if we just pass the score to our investigation system? And then when our investigators or our platform is looking at an incident and they can tie it to a user, we can tell if that user is risky or not, right? Because if they're risky, maybe the analyst takes a different approach than a user that is doing really good with scoring. And you did it, right? You first debuted it when we were in Israel about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And now it's integrated. So why don't you just kind of talk a little bit about that, and then remind me. We'll talk about the videos and how important I think every security awareness platform has videos, right? But we're going to talk a little bit more about that, and then you'll tell us a little bit more about kind of what's going on in the platform.
Absolutely. So first, I got to say that it was so cool when you guys had, originally approached us with the idea, and it was of, okay, how do we go ahead and integrate the insights from Cywareness into our platform? What was really cool though is, after you brought that up, I said to myself, you know what, let's poll the partners. Let's ask them, well, what do you want to do with the insights post campaign? And so while we have awesome reporting, really graphically beautiful, has a lot of insights in them, even has a risk estimation in there, we weren't quite sure if that alone was really hitting the mark. So we started polling our partners and said, well, how would you guys prefer to receive those insights? Do you want that, graphically, aesthetically pleasing report, or do you prefer the raw data? And it was crazy, but pretty much 100% of them said, give me the raw data.
Okay.
And the idea behind it was, as it is, much like, you guys are doing at Secure Cyber, it's, hey, give me those insights. I'm going to plug them into my CRM or into Jira or into my MDR, XDR, wherever they're plugging it into. And that way they're able, like you guys are doing, to offer it as part of an investigation. Mm-hmm. And also more to the point is when you are going to your end user clients and you need to now share insights with them from everything you're doing within the Secure Cyber Suite, having the Cywareness insights now integrated within that, which you can then build into your customized report, I think that's a big differentiator between what some of our competitors are doing.
No, it is. It really makes the tools cross the lines, right? You spoke a little bit about our platform, and what really makes our platform what it is today is the ability for all the components that make our platform, their ability to speak to each other. So it was critical when we did the initial partnership with Cywareness, and we kind of knew that we would have to do this in some way. It wasn't allowed to stand by itself. So we weren't going to permit that, because then we're just like everybody else, and it's going to be every other tool out there, right? So the name of the game is extending those lines and making those tools all talk to each other and communicate as a unit. So you come from a military background, and anybody that's listening, understands that no military operation operates independently, right?
No.
Even at the far depths of like a SEAL team or a special operations group, right? There's still a team effort, right? The units are speaking to each other, they're communicating. You never want, an entity off by itself.
Never.
Okay. So it's the same concept, right? Inside our platform, we introduce a new tool comes in. There was another tool that we brought in from Israeli technology, and we just integrated it because it's not allowed. Like, you can't have a tool standing all by itself to do something. It has to do something. It has to either work with our automation system, it has to pass telemetry or data in your case. And then one of the other things that we've started moving on is this whole video system inside the Cywareness system. So you guys do a fantastic job of staying on top of the industry, creating those videos, making them extremely relevant, entertaining, and engaging. But if we just left it there, right, it would be hard to compete against KnowBe4 and some of the other platforms that are out there. So one of the extremely unique things that I think you guys offer is the ability, from a partnership perspective, for us to load our own video series into the system, and then all of our customers have access to those videos, and then so do all of our partners. So as MSPs sign up to be under the Cywareness platform inside our portfolio, so you want to replace your whatever end user security awareness tool that you're offering your customers, you sign up under us. You automatically get access to all of our video series that we do. And the importance and relevancy of that is our ability very tactically to see a threat that's out there, come in this studio and make a video and have it up within 30 minutes. Now, I can't go to you, in fairness, right, and say, Ari, I call you in Israel, right, and I wake you up because there's a 7-hour time difference. One of us is waking each other up. And I say, hey, Ari, there's this big threat out there. I need you to call your video company that you guys use, and I need you guys to work all night and come up with a video. It would take longer than 30 minutes.
Oh, for sure.
It would take months.
And our creative team in Madrid who makes those videos would not be very pleased with me.
No, they would be very unhappy, right? So, but you guys offer the ability right now in single video form, and very soon coming, we'd be allowed to upload our own series of videos and turn those into a campaign. So that is extremely innovative. Like, that's very different. That's giving the service provider, in our case, the platform provider itself, to our customers and our clients, giving us the power and the ability to interact and move on the product without everyone coming back to the vendor and saying, hey, you need to change your product up.
Oh, listen, it's extremely, we found this tool and the ability to actually allow our partners and, end user clients for that matter, the ability to upload their own videos into the platform. That's really game changing. And I feel like one of the places that you kind of really meet it first is new employee onboarding. Think about it. Every company in the world is hiring new employees. Some it's on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. Everybody's hiring new employees. Now, we know that the human element, the human factor, is always the weakest link in your defense chain. 90% of breaches almost are caused by human error somewhere in there. The person who's always going to be your biggest, quote unquote, threat to your environment is actually your newest of employees. So it is integral to make a part of their new employee onboarding actually be awareness training. And in fact, within our platform, one of our dynamic groups is actually called New Onboarded Employee.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that way, any employee who's been uploaded into the system in whichever way, by connecting an Active Directory, bulk upload, or even by an individual manual upload, the system will detect that that person has been in the platform for less than 30 days and is yet to get a campaign sent to them. It will classify them in the new onboarding dynamic group. Now, from there, because we offer the ability to upload your own videos, you can now go beyond even the scope of cyber awareness. Have your company upload your company background videos, how to use your CRM videos, even HR-related videos. And most importantly, again, coming back to that cyber awareness element to it. And, Sean, you and I are very passionate about videos. You know that.
Yes.
You've got all of your videos that you've got going on. I've got all my content on LinkedIn that I'm so proud of.
Yep.
And it's so awesome to finally see that step forward kind of happening where, the Sean series, let's call it, and the Ari series, so to speak, let's call it, They're no longer just going to live out there on YouTube or, on LinkedIn. You're going to be able to see those videos within the platform. And not only that, there's also going to be customized videos that you won't find anywhere else that you will be directly uploading into our platform. This, again, is another piece of innovation. This, again, is another way to help organizations become more cyber aware in the most relevant and up-to-date way.
So we're gonna round off a little bit with the AI 2.0, and I want you to talk about that. But I wanted to tease everyone to just say that a lot of what Ari just spoke about here, and he hit on it a little bit by having that group classification called new employee, right? And let's just say we're working on more innovations to speak with you about that would allow user scores or the user status to drive tools inside our environment. So we're going to leave it at that. I'm not going to reveal anything. When we get done, I'll tell you what I was thinking.
Ooh, sneak peek.
Right. And but let's talk about the AI 2.0, because I think that's really important too. I think you guys are foundational in the industry with a lot of your AI builders and things like that. So talk to me about the next generation that's coming.
Sure. So the AI, template builder was one of our is one of our flagship features. And more to the point, we were really the first ones in the space to go live with an AI-powered template builder, where in less than 5 minutes time, you can create a customized template, landing page, and even micro training page that the employees get taken to once they've gone ahead and clicked and inserted data. Now, it's a great tool. You can build templates both in email format, in SMS format. You can choose to either mimic an app or mimic a person. When you're mimicking a person, you can even go and actually upload their signature into the platform. So that way it actually looks like it's coming from a department head or the CEO or the CTO, whomever it may be. Now, as incredible as the tool as it was, there were certain limitations. For example, you could generate and regenerate. You didn't actually have the ability to edit. And more to the point, while the AI itself was designing the landing pages, it wasn't necessarily matching the exact format of, let's say, Amazon's landing page.
Okay.
So we always knew that we kind of wanted to improve how that looks. And that's what the 2.0 is going to be all about. Number one, you're going to have the ability to go beyond the scope of just generate, regenerate. You're going to be able to edit. You're going to be able to use a design toolbar like you would have in Photoshop and be able to drag and drop elements into it. The timing of this is also so important because after we went ahead and launched one of our other features recently, which was the ability to go ahead and choose the sender domain using our bridge delivery. So now if we're thinking of authenticity and, let's say quality level of a phishing simulation where I am now creating a customized template per department head, having uploaded their signature into the platform, and now it's coming from the company's own domain.
That's game changing.
Absolutely. It is absolutely game changing. You hit the nail on the head with that, Sean.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Thank you, Ari, for coming up, and we're going to get you off to the airport. And I'm sure we'll be back together soon. But thank you, everyone, for joining. Hopefully that gives you just kind of some insights into the platform and some of their innovation. And we'll catch you next time.